I just wondered, why was the reason for such a slow start for you guys on both sides of the ball?
Um, I don't know. We're not playing up to our standard, and we're not playing up to our capability. And at the end of the day, it's on us as players to get ourselves prepared to go out there and start fast. I mean, Coach Franklin and the coaches can put us in any position they want in practice and any type of thing like that to get us going fast. But at the end of the day, our players have to hold each other accountable, and I don't think that's happening right now. So, but I continue to go back and figure it out.
Ben Jones.
Pat, what's the most surprising thing to you right now with where things stand?
I mean, there's a lot. I would say probably the most surprising thing is just kind of where we are right now. Coming into the season, obviously, there's a lot of twists and turns in the beginning, and we can't use that as an excuse. But I think the most surprising thing would just kind of be our start and how we've been playing. Something that I didn't expect us as players to do, or that's that side of it. But just a 0-3 start.
David Eckert.
Hi, Pat. Thanks for your time. I'm wondering if you can describe, when you guys are having difficulty running the ball as you did today, how that kind of impacts the passing game. As Coach Franklin was talking about that a little bit with us.
I mean, running the ball is a mentality. At the end of the day, if you can't block the guy across from you, then it's not going to work. Obviously, there's certain run calls we like in certain defenses and certain fronts, but that's kind of where I'm at with my self-evaluation is kind of if we're not going to have that mentality where we can't move a man from point A to point B, then it's not really on the coaches or not really on our running backs, or it's on us as a unit, as a tight end and the O-line to take that pride and mentality to be physical and out effort. That's something that I also think is disappointing is our effort. Just not getting to the ball, just not making plays, and
Ben Ferry.
Thanks for doing this, Pat. What is the message right now in the locker room, and what would you say needs to be done to kind of turn it around? Is it something in preparation throughout the week, or is it more just executing on Saturdays?
My 3 years here, I mean, I've had the same process for every single game. Our same practice week, same practice period, same everything, same routine. And it's worked my freshman, it's worked my sophomore year. And so it's not the process, to be honest. It's not anything Coach Franklin has put us in positions. It's nothing he's done. It's us. And until we start looking in the mirror and holding ourselves accountable, and that's including myself, there's a couple plays on the field today that, I wish I had back, like that drop I had on the sideline. Yeah, it was a contested catch. It should have been a contested catch, but I expect that self out of me to make those plays for my team. And we got to stop, the coaches, at the end of the day, take all the blame. And Coach Franklin is obviously going to be that guy where everyone says it's his fault, but it's not his fault. It's the player's fault. So we got to look ourselves in the mirror and be critical and hold each other accountable.
Joe Giuliano.
Rich Garcelle.
Pat, you said at the beginning that we have to hold each other accountable, but that's not happening right now. Why isn't it happening?
I don't know. Could be a lot of things. That's something that me, Cliff, and Bennett and talked about after the game today. Actually, is like we don't know. So we're all gonna take some time to reflect after the game tonight and take this time to reflect and try and figure it out. I mean, I have some thoughts in my mind, but I'm just going to keep that to myself and the team. But we're going to have to figure it out.
New bias Wilborn.
Pat, at this point, I know you guys say 1-0 every week, but at this point, being 0-3, what does salvaging the season look like now?
Yeah, I think, it's just coming out every single day to get better. I think it's just, like I go back to the accountability, holding each other accountable and coming out to practice every single day with a purpose and a want to get better. Obviously, this is definitely not the start we wanted, not the way we wanted our season to go, but we're gonna have to figure it out. I mean, we got the opportunity to play football again, and we're being tested, our backs against the wall, and we just got to go out there and play for the love of the game. I mean, that's what my dad. I mean, that's my guy. That's my go-to. My father, and I was talking to him obviously after the rough game last week, and he just told me to go out there and play like I've been in my backyard again. When I was a little kid, I would go out there and play every single day, and regardless of the sport, I would just,
How do you think he's held up physically and mentally?
I would just go out there and play and imagine people across from me and make plays on the air and everything. So just go back there and play for the love of the game and play for your why.
Andrew Callista.
Hey, Pat, thanks for doing this. It seems the energy level, even before the game, is just not where it usually is with you guys. And early on, that 4th and 3, it seems like coach is trying to show a lot of confidence in the offense, trying to artificially inject, confidence and faith in you guys. Do you guys get the feeling that maybe you're pressing a little bit early on in games with some of the struggles? And is the energy there early?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, the energy wasn't there. And and like I said before, that's on the players that's on us and us as captains and myself as a captain. We got to get these boys ready to play. We got to get ourselves ready to play. And like I said, the coaches can do whatever they want in practice, trying to get us to start fast. I mean, we've done the same practice for 3 years and it's worked. That's on the players. I mean, at the end of the day, like I've said multiple times, it's not the coaches, it's us.
Thank you.
Parth, go ahead.
Hey, Pat, thanks for doing this. Obviously, there were a few times where you may have been open and Clifford just overthrew you by a little bit. When he's having those struggles, what are you telling him to keep his confidence up?
Yeah, I mean, Cliff's our guy, Cliff's our quarterback, and Cliff's going to, do the things that he needs to do to get that fixed, and myself included. I mean, we got to work after practice and get those things down. And, when I'm getting targeted, we got to get those routes at the practice and get those figured out. And we just got to get back on the same page. I mean, I think, Cliff's obviously a phenomenal quarterback, but, I mean, we all have to hold each other accountable. And he holds myself accountable, and I hold him accountable. But, there's a couple of those routes where I could have been better. Maybe came out of it faster or, got to clean off the line. There's a couple of things that I wish I cleaned up on those routes to make it easier for Cliff. So, go back and watch the film and try and fix those things.
Mark.
Pat, you mentioned holding yourself and teammates accountable a couple of times. What form does that take? What does that look like in your mind?
I'm gonna be brutally honest. It looks like looking each other in the mirror and looking yourself in the mirror, and asking yourself, are you doing everything you can for this team?
John, really appreciate your time.
You might move your mic. Sorry. Yeah, it's looking each other in the mirror and asking yourself if you're doing everything for this team to win, and if you're not, then you got to figure it out. Because there's guys on this team that give it their all every single snap, and they're playing. I mean, we have to get the whole team and the whole all the players bought in, and that's what made last year's team so great, and that's what made the 2016 team so great, and that's what Franklin preaches us to every single week and every single year, is to we come together as a team, we work on those relationships and we build those relationships, and we're a really close team, and I think we're as close as I've been on part of the team. And we have a lot of the same dudes back from last year, but we need to look ourselves in the mirror and ask if we're doing everything that the coaches are asking us to do, and if we're doing anything that we're capable of doing.
Dr. Snyder.
Hey, Pat, at this point, what would you say the biggest issue, challenge with this offense is? Because I don't think anybody would say that after 3 games you guys expected to be in this position.
I think the biggest challenge is, having the players kind of get on the same page. I mean, we've had, 100 Zoom meetings during quarantine, and we came back up here like you guys saw earlier in the summer to get routes and everything, and we put in a bunch of extra work over the summer. So I don't know if it's definitely not the coaches because at the end of the day they're putting us out there for a reason to run a certain play, and if we're not getting the right depth or getting the right technique or using it, then it's on us. So we just gotta go back to the basic rules on each play and figure out what we need to do to make that play successful. But we just gotta figure it out and get back on the same page as an offense, and we need to do it now.
Nate Bauer.
Pat, how in the week leading up to this one, but also in past weeks, how do you feel like practices have gone for you guys? Have any of these issues that you've seen in games also appeared in practices for you guys?
To be honest, nah. Our practices are our practices. We come out and compete every single day, and we come out there to get better. And this week of practice is really good. But I just think, we come out on game days, and there's guys, and including myself, that they just do things that we're not taught or told to do. Not playing in the framework of our offense or defense or special teams. So we can do everything we want in the practice field, and that looks great and everything. But at the end of the day, what are you going to do when the lights are on and everyone's watching on TV, and we can't revert back to old habits that we just made up ourselves? We got to revert back to the rules that our coaches have taught us. We need to figure out how to do that and not do things for ourselves. And when we are able to do that, then we're going to start winning games. But without that, then we're not going to win any.
Okay, we have time for one more for Pat, so we're going to go with Thomas Frank Farr.
Hey, Pat, thank you for your time tonight. You mentioned earlier that you don't really know what it is that's going wrong. You said you talked to Sean afterwards and you guys don't really have a great idea. How frustrating is that part? Like the not really knowing, it's not a thing that you can correct, or it doesn't seem like a thing you can correct, at practice, or it's one particular thing.
It's the most frustrating thing because you just keep asking yourself, like, what is it? Like, what can we do? We're such, as players of this program, we're such like, we want more to do. Like, what do we do? And coaches have given us that, but at the end of the day, like we just don't know. That's the most frustrating thing, is because, like, I'm thinking about it right now. Like, I just don't know what to do, and it's very frustrating. But we got to come in together tomorrow and watch the film and hold each other accountable, and I'm just trying to fix this thing.